LON4HNH here with a little bit of sideband action on the ICOM IC-7300. So, listening to a rag chew here, some generally nice fellas here on 3856 that congregate here in the mornings. So that one there, he's the ringleader and he is strong, as you can see. And so I'm going to wait for one of the weaker stations to come in here. But while we do, let me show you how I've got the radio configured. As you can see, I do have the digital noise reduction turned on and it's set at 9. There's 0.
There used to be a guy got on the repeater over there in Pineville, Waxhaw now. You may remember him. He was a very cantankerous, outspoken guy. He called him Yankee Down South. Do you remember him?
Yeah, didn't he live in Indian land?
Yeah, and he flew his flag upside down. Man, he got on the radio, and I mean, he was lambasting them Democrats. He said, I'm turning my flag upside down right now.
Oh, goodness.
He could be pretty well outspoken.
Wasn't he in the club, too?
He was, yeah, one time.
I saw he was, yeah.
Maybe that weaker guy makes him more.
He's dead now.
What was his name, Ted?
Ted, that's right. His car was,
and I've got the filter up so you can see I'm at 2.2 kilohertz wide.
Yeah, he sold his house down here and got a motorhome or something.
Yep, sure did.
Okay, there's maxed out. Not terrible, but it's got a little bit of that, you know, that little bit of that swirl that you get, that swimming effect. You know, digital artifact. Okay, so.
Yeah, what was the name of that road? Henry Harris Road?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he lived.
Okay, I'll leave it at a happy medium of 9.
Ted Blaisdell.
All right, now I'm going to switch over to the FT-891.
Somebody flying the flag upside down, it was him.
Alright, let me match it on width. Digital noise reduction 9. IPO is on, and which means no preamp in Yaesu speak. And then, of course, on the IC-7300, we do not have a preamp, which would be this button here. I'll turn it on and go back over to the 7300. It's just not necessary on these low bands. Anyone who's watching, who's new to the hobby, 40 meters and lower, that's 7 megahertz. 5 megahertz, 3 megahertz, down 1.8 megahertz. You don't really need a preamp. So I'm going to turn that off. And this one has 2 levels of preamp. Preamp 1 and 2, and then I'll go back to no preamp. So it definitely knocks down the background noise. You got a little bit of that digital artifact in there. Let's try him on the 891.
I got gas day for yesterday was $2.10. Because we're cheaper than North Carolina is. But it ain't been much over a week. Gas was $1.95, no, $1.75.
I'll turn off digital noise reduction while we got a strong station.
Kept inching up $1.77 like that. And then wham, bam, man, it jumped up about 50 cents.
And of course, you know, we're just listening through the little speaker in this small box. Because this is a portable, I carry this one in a backpack for summits on the air. So it's a portable radio. Okay, let's get that weak station back in there. Weaker.
I'm really interested to see what he does to Rocky Man. I think as I read, he's going to go back in there and use the deal with, I think I read him saying, with these things,
I got it. You hear that little whine in there? That's a local noise. I'm going to go to my notch. 1020 hertz. Again, now, don't judge his signal by the S meter. I do have intercept point optimization engaged, so I've turned off my RF amplifier. If I were to go in here and disable IPO, you'll get a more accurate representation of his signal. So you can see where he is. Of course, the noise floor running about S3 to S4. Okay, so let's get back over to the 7300.
Whatever it was they sent over there, they got filled up with sand and choked them off. That was hard. What was that at?
Iran.
It was Iran when the Shaw fell, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now again, we don't have a preamp turned on, which is
When it took them 50 hostages.
ICOM speak for IPO, although they do have this feature called IP Plus, and what it is it's similar to IPO. Okay, it's an intercept point type of optimization. Essentially, when it's off, you're giving full sensitivity. You got the best sensitivity figure. If it's on, and the reason this is different than the other radio is a super heterodyne receiver. This is a software-defined radio. And so the intercept point is treated a little bit differently in this one. So to put it in simple terms, this is going to optimize for noise. In fact, it's really funny if you read up on it, it actually injects some white noise in there, but I don't want to get too much in the weeds on that. But by injecting noise, it actually is able to minimize noise. It's a strange way it works, but it's a subtle difference, really. So I'm going to turn it on and get back out. You'll see it really didn't affect the signals that much. I'm going to turn on the notch. They don't give you a frequency readout on the notch on this one, but you can see there, I've got it. Okay, back over to the 891. Looks like my heterodyne's moved a little bit. There we go. Hear that heterodyne changing? Okay, I'm going to go and turn on the DNF, which is an auto notch on this radio.
I don't know about in the snipers. I'm sure that they may have been, but they weren't going to get no shot at that. But I think most of that was for
show. So again, there's the strong signal. And again, we're listening at 23. Let me 2.2.
see you, Robert. You have a good day.
Well, the bigger speaker in the ICOM sounds better. Now, I've used the 891 as a base station before. If you look way back in my videos, had it up here as a base for a while using the desk mic. And but I had it connected to a Yaesu FT-8 external speaker, which helped it. You just don't have a big resonance cavity in a radio that small. But a lot of times out on the summits, you know, we're using this with a earbud. So if you were to decide that you want an 891 as a base station, you might want to consider getting an external speaker. Yeah, let's see.
Make one person look good and another look bad. So the news people said, Trump went to Florida, but Biden went to church. Biden didn't go to church. They won't even let him in the doors of the church over there. Of his belief of abortion.
I tell you.
The church does not approve that, and you won't be a member there.
Now, let's do a little RF gain action. Remember, on the ICOM, it works different. It just lowers. Just lowers the sensitivity. All right, we'll do a little RF gain action over here on the 891. Now remember, on a Yaesu, it moves the S meter up, essentially saying, okay, so wherever you put the S meter, I'll limit the amount of signal you get to that reading. So I've got it down to a S4. So what I'm saying to the radio is, unless it's S4, suppress it. You know, it doesn't mean you won't hear S2 or 3. It's kind of cool, actually. What happens is I'm saying to the radio, you know, suppress at S4, but it's still going to have a little bit of a roll off. So you'll still knock more noise down, but you'll still hear, listen, you'll hear that guy.
Well, it ain't going to be good. If I'm going to send you a check, I want you to send you a bad one, just like I'm sending all these other people bad checks.
We don't have propagation for whoever he's talking to now. The other guy signed out. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it was his profession. Writing bad checks, man. That boy never wrote a good check in his life. He's writing bad checks. And what he would do if he could, he'd steal somebody's checkbook.
I'll try to shoot another video where I have weaker signals in there, but I guess it's okay. It's fair enough to let you hear the two radios doing a strong signal. We get back on the width setting here.
I mean, he was knowing my first name down there. He'd been down there so much. Anyway, one day he came by my house. He was mad. He stopped, come in and talking to me. I'm mad. What are you mad about, Robert?
I don't know if I'll upload this video or not. I guess you'll find out if you hear it, because I really wanted some more weak signals.
He said, because I didn't want to come out. He said, I don't have to work down there, and I got good
I guess one thing I'll show you is we'll go into the menu, the big menu, set, tone control, receive, sideband. So you can see how it's set right now. The low end is maxed out, and that's just, you know, that's taking advantage of this, bigger cabinet. You know, and that really kind of depends on the person you're listening to.
What he said, there wasn't wrong. He was back in jail.
Yeah, I like a little bit of clarity, which you're going to get with the treble, but you're also going to hear a little bit more background noise when you do that.
Good morning.
Hear that?
I
think one's good. I'll back off on the low end a little bit too, so he's not so boomy. You can have too much of a good thing. So menu button back out to here.
Don't worry, I'm not a Yankee. I don't know what you are. Hey, how you doing?
Okay, there's the weaker station. There's that moving heterodyne again.
Well, good morning anyway. I thought I'd come in and say hello. Come down on 80 meters. Got an antenna up. Trying to figure out whether it's going to work for me, over. And I'm located about 50 miles east of Shaw. Where you at? What's the name, sir?
Well, good that we got the weak station back in there. Weaker.
Evidently, you don't have a name or have a call sign. He just said, well, the ham radio operator won't check his antenna, but that's all I got. Whiskey Tango 2 Tango, WT2T. The name is Gene, Golf Echo, November Echo, in the North Georgia mountains, over.
Okay, there he goes. He puts his call sign finally. So, for you, those of you who are new to the hobby who may be watching this video, you know, you really should give your call sign when you start talking. And then, of course, you know, the rule is every 10 minutes after that. And then when you decide that you're finished, you know, sign out with your call sign.
I didn't write your call down. I wasn't quick enough. Oh, slow. But anyway, I live in a little town called Ellijay, Georgia. I got this off-center fed back up. Even though it was raining, I was bound and determined to get it up there. Just looks like the FWRs are good. I just kind of curious how the signal report was. Okay, you're running 30 over S9 here, Gene.
He must have more than one SWR. He said SWRs.
Tango Whiskey X-ray.
Tongue in cheek. Sorry. It's a standing wave ratio. But you will hear some people say SWRs. It's like with like 73s. Technically, you know, that's coming from the old CW days, and it's simply 7.3. 73 or 7.3, and it, you know, it just means best regards. So I guess we're not going to get the other guy to come back in there. The stronger stations are in there now.
Glad to meet you, Jack. Weather up here in North Georgia is about 44 degrees and rain.
Yeah, the bigger speaker is definitely nice. So far, what I have discovered, now we're comparing an $1,100 radio to a $640 radio at today's prices. I believe that I give the CW. I believe the CW is a little better over on the 891, but when you're comparing internal speakers, the 7300 to me wins on fidelity. You got a bigger cabinet. It just, you know, makes for a better resonance cavity. Let's get back over here. There he is on the 891. Now, I do have some audio tapering on the 891. There it is, SSB low frequency cut. I've got it at 100. Here, I'll turn it off, and we'll, you know, I just worry about with that little bitty speaker hitting it with full low end.
Got you on the Salem, West Virginia, about a 5.8 here. My noise level not much.
That guy seems like he's overmodulated to me.
Your antenna's working for you there, Gene. No problem there. Sounding pretty good up here in Salem, West Virginia.
Okay, there we go. There we've got a little bit.
Let them guys get back to it, and you take good talking to you from AB8OF.
So, my opinion, you know, I don't know what you thought about that, but right there, I think the weaker station sounds a little better on the 891, and I believe that's just because the digital noise reduction on the Yaesu rigs tend to be superior to any of the other radios I've worked with. Now, for you guys who are going to yell at me and say, well, what about flex? I don't have a flex to try, but I have tried everything from the big three, Yaesu, Kenwood, ICOM, and usually Yaesu wins hands down when it comes to the DSP side of the radio, the digital noise reduction. For CW, the audio peak filter. For sideband, the contour will help you pulling out weak stations. I haven't even gone there with the 891 because I'm comparing, you know, to the 7300. I'm really focusing on the sideband portion of it here, and 7300 doesn't have a contour. So I'm trying to go with feature to feature here. So you see a little more background noise there with the ICOM. Now, if I did go to the contour feature, boy, this video is getting long, covering a lot. I'm going to go to contour. You see what contour is, and you can go into the menu and control that. You can make that be a bump or a cut, a boost or a cut. So right now we're cutting, and you can also control how wide that is. We call that Q, the Q. And you can sweep that through the spectrum here. Not going to really make much difference here because all you're doing is really, let me get my hand out of that. I'll go over here. By cutting, what I'm doing is I'm finding any area of noise that I want to minimize. Now I can tell you my experience in the sideband realm with the 5000 is that the contour generally makes the most difference up in the 2000 plus or minus. No contour. Contour. Hear the noise it's knocking out. So there you go, contour. It really comes in handy on a weak station. You don't need it with a strong station. Like I said, I may not even upload this video. I may just wait and do a short one where I've got a weak station to deal with. Okay, well, just in case I do upload this, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Thank you to my Patreons who help keep the channel going. And please click the subscribe button. You can help out the channel by doing that as well. And thank you for watching. 73 from N4HNH.